Hey Frank and Chris, this is Scott Walker with Impact Latent SEO. Sorry about the problems with our phone, but hopefully you can hear me better on this video. I'm making this video to just kind of show you how I've helped other companies, how I can help you and increase your online presence and see what we can do. And I love that you guys have a picture of you guys down here. Nice to meet you. But anyway, so one thing I always recommend for your website is to have more content. The reason I say that is because Google loves to see content. They want to see 1,500 to 2,000 words on your homepage. And throughout that content, you want to be found for buyer intent keywords. So like mold remediation in Salt Lake City, that would be a good one. Or like water damage restoration in South Jordan. Those are great buyer intent keywords. And if you, and that's the type of content you want, or that's the type of buyer intent keywords you want throughout your content here. So like instead of water damage restoration services, it'd be like water damage restoration in Salt Lake City. And the other thing you could do is if you save your images correctly, you could have, instead of it saying common causes water damage, you can say water damage restoration in South Jordan. So yeah, just to kind of give you an example. And I'm up in Layton, so I know exactly where you guys are down there. So I also use a tool called Ahrefs to show me your analytics and where you're setting the DR and UR as the strength and trust that Google has for your website. These are on a scale of 100 and you want those continuously moving up. You're currently at 9 and 15 due to your referring pages and domains. And what those are backlinks, and what a backlink is when one website links to another website via clickable button or text. But not all backlinks are created equal, so you do want to stay relevant to your industry and location whenever possible. And it looks like you're being indexed for 100 keywords and getting roughly 20 people to your website each month. So let's look at some of the keywords you are being indexed for. So it says water damage restoration Utah. That's a good buyer intent keyword, 150 searches per month, but you're near the end of the first page of Google, so those are the types of ones that you want to move up. I like to get more granular because Utah is really big, and if you're down in Cedar City or St. George, you might not be able to make it. But like this one right here, perfect one: mold remediation, Salt Lake City, 100 searches, 0 KD, which is the search or how difficult it is to rank. So it's really easy in comparison to a 52, and but you're on the third page of Google. So you won't be really found for that buyer intent keyword. So those are the types of buyer intent keywords I like to go after so that you can be found for the correct people instead of just getting traffic to your website. So I did do a quick search, water damage restoration Salt Lake. And this is just kind of the common Google search for you. So right at top you have your Google Guaranteeds. And the cool thing about the Google Guaranteeds are the fact that there's two. One for the business, one for the consumer. For the consumer, I know that this business is licensed and insured and also has done a background check. And for the business, if I call this phone number and I'm not a real lead, you can dispute it and then get your money back for that cost per click. And then right below is where Google Ads usually show up. And for Google Ads, you want to make sure that you have as much of this keyword inside of the ad as possible, because then you're telling people, hey, I do this service in this area, so let's make sure we're good. And then once they go to your landing page, you want to have a click to call right up top, a form submit, what you do, where you do it, any promotional things that you might have, or accepting all insurances. And then the background imagery should correlate to what your search term is. So if it's water damage, have water. If it's mold remediation, then take care of it there. And then that's how you have a good conversion rate from it. And then we move down into the Google Business Profile. It's okay that you're not here right now. There's lots of ways to get in here. The biggest ones being to make sure your name, address, and phone number are the exact same across the internet. Getting reviews and getting good reviews is also a beneficial thing that you want to do. I do have a trick or two to help you get those, and we'd love to talk to you about it next time we talk. And then putting your name, address, and phone number into directories like yellowpages.com is beneficial because Google is like a big popularity contest, and by giving out your information to as many people as possible, Google will start to trust you more. And that's not just in your local areas, but in your surrounding areas as well. And being in the Google Business Profile and Google Ads, about 60% of the traffic stops right here. And so once I forgot to show you this part though. I just did Salt Lake and South Jordan, which are the two areas you are looking at. And for water restoration near me's, this is a great place for those near me searches. You can see there's almost 3,000 searches just between these 5 keywords, and that doesn't even include the rest of them down here. So this is a great place to be for your Google Ads, those near me's. So it looks like SERVPRO is one of your top competitions for this buyer intent keyword. And looking at their website, they do have a little bit more content. So when you start to have more content, better buyer intent keywords, those authoritative backlinks and citations, you could start to outrank these guys. And to give you an example of the searches, I just did Salt Lake and Sandy, but water damage restoration with a city attached, there's 150 searches. With it backwards, another 80. And for the totals, there's about 1,200 searches with just between Sandy and Salt Lake that have restoration in them. So when you start to outrank your competition, a percentage of these total volumes will start to go to your website instead of theirs. And then a percentage of the people going to your website will give you a call, and depending on your closing rate, will turn into a customer for you. So Frank, I really hope that this video is beneficial for you. If you like what you see, let's set up a discovery call, and if not, thanks so much for your time. Have a great day.